This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Pain in the Grass is back. I hope you've heard. Let's go. Yeah. It's the biggest rock festival in the Pacific Northwest, and boy, is it huge this time as we're making up for lost time. 3 big days, Labor Day weekend.
Couldn't do it on the 50th anniversary because the world was shut down, but now here we're on the 51st, so let's throw that 50th anniversary concert, and let's get a little bit crazy, BJ. 3 days, like you said, also a pre-show. Yeah. A party that a concert's happening on the Wednesday before Pain in the Grass. We've got everything going on, including Incubus on Friday night. And I think you're a new fan, aren't you?
You know what? I like them.
All right.
Do I like them better than the Glorious Sons? Oh.
Well, that's not fair.
Come on. But I mean,
you can like one band and another band. You don't have to say I don't like them as much.
Well, I mean that's the thing. The last band you recommended was the Glorious Sons, and I really was like, wow, this band speaks to me. But Incubus is a good band.
I was recommending this band solely because they're at Pain in the Grass. This wasn't like this is the new band you need to check out.
Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't realize. So you were just like, hey, here's a little bit of try this.
All right. I was like, you're going to be there. You should get familiar with their stuff because they're pretty badass.
All right, I can't argue with that. Also, don't forget, Alice in Chains is going to be part of Pain in the Grass, Sammy Hagar and the Circle, so many more great bands. And you, of course, want those tickets. They're on sale right now at Ticketmaster. And, I don't know about this last part, Steve, because a friend of mine just tried to do that, and they said that the thing told them the tickets weren't available, so I don't know. I think I want to wait on saying that last part because I don't know if you can still do that anymore.
Okay, I can talk about that.
So I'm just gonna say, if you want more info, don't forget the BJ and Migs tickets. You can get those. Those are the BJ and Migs party tickets are available. Get more info at KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs. It's time to play the jam.
Yeah.
Everybody scream his name. B Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. B Migs. You're a loser.
It is time for Beat Mix. And it's time to pump it up for Monday. Oh, yeah. Pump it up. Oh, yeah. Yeah, get pumped up for Monday, because sometimes, your favorite sports ball team will lose, and sometimes your other favorite sports ball team will drop your player that you thought was going to be amazing. BJ? Yeah, thanks a lot for that, buddy. Now, let me just say this. What are you talking sports ball? Because when you talk hockey or soccer, you don't make the sports ball reference. You call them by their real names. Yeah. Come on. If you're a fan, it's time to be respectful for all sports, buddy.
Oh, I have to be respectful for all sports?
Yeah. Sports ball used to be a term that the people who didn't like any sports used to use, but you're not that guy anymore.
Oh, okay. So I'm not allowed to use sports ball anymore?
Well, I feel like it's just the spirit of you're kind of making fun of yourself now.
I don't know. I still feel like it's still getting your ire, so I'm kind of okay with that.
Oh, I see. Well, listen, trolling me, I don't ever expect you to retire from that.
All right, then that's good. Let's get to our contestant today. We got JP in Gig Harbor. JP, are you there?
I'm here. Good to be back, guys. Good to be back in the sound. I missed the morning show.
Nice.
Oh,
appreciate
that. For coming back to us,
Welcome back, buddy. All right, Steve, get out of here.
For those playing at home, JP will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. JP, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Evanescence's Bring Me to Life appeared on the soundtrack to which Ben Affleck movie?
Pass.
What game show is Drew Carey host of?
Price is Right.
Yes. The moon named Io orbits what planet of the solar system?
Jupiter.
Yes. Which symbol shares a key with the number 1 on a standard computer keyboard?
Exclamation point.
Yes. What is the capital of Kansas?
Topeka?
Yes.
Pass.
Which bone exists as 5 separate bones when you're an infant?
A pass.
What year of the late 50s did Hawaii become a state?
56.
No.
54.
No.
52.
No. Which musical instrument appears on the Guinness beer label?
Harp.
Yes. Aruba is an island located in which sea?
Aruba. Atlantic Ocean.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correct.
Oh, man.
All right.
It's not bad.
Only 5?
Only 5.
All right.
Sorry about that, buddy.
But you did really good in that middle area right there. I mean, everything else was, not, but pretty close. Pretty okay there. Maybe Steve is having a case of the Mondays, and we'll have to see what happens there.
We are really trying to put lipstick on something, and I'm not sure if it's working.
Well, Steve, you're back.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Evanescence's Bring Me to Life appeared on the soundtrack to which Ben Affleck movie?
Daredevil.
Yes. Name the game
movie.
show. Which game show is Drew Carey host of?
Price is Right, bitch.
Yes.
The Price is Right.
Thank
Sorry.
you. The moon named Io orbits what planet of the solar system?
Earth.
No.
Jupiter.
Yes. What symbol shares a key with the number 1 on a standard computer keyboard?
Exclamation point.
Yes. What is the capital of Kansas?
Topeka.
Wow. Yes.
Oh, that's all I know.
Which bone exists as 5 separate bones when you're an infant?
Hand.
No.
Bone. The leg.
No.
Wish.
No. Which bone? What year of the late 50s did Hawaii become a state?
58.
No.
57.
No.
59.
Yes.
Nice.
Which musical instrument appears on the Guinness beer label?
Violin.
No.
A cello.
No.
A guitar.
No. Aruba is an island located in which sea?
The Caribbean Sea.
Yes. In poker, 5 cards of the same suit is called a what?
A flush.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You win. 8 to 5.
Wah, wah, wah.
Sorry, JP.
Yep. Good try there, buddy. Come back
Good Lord.
another time.
Have a great,
Thanks for being back, buddy.
Yeah.
have a great Monday. 'Cause I will.
Yeah, I know. You're going to have a great one. This starting off a little crappy, but, hey. He did know the musical instrument that appears on a Guinness beer label, and you're kind of close with the stringed instrument, but it was the harp.
The harp.
That's it.
Now I can totally see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like, you're going along the same path. If you had, 4 or 5 more guesses, you maybe would have gotten there.
Thank you.
Nobody did get the bone that exists as 5 separate bones when you're an infant.
I'm going to say the fibula. I don't know.
No, it's the skull or cranium.
Oh my gosh! You know what? I was going to say that, but I thought, is that a bone?
It is.
I mean, it is made of bone, but I didn't know what you call it.
Yep, the cranium.
Son of a mariner.
Wow, son of a mariner there.
I really should I got to just say what's in my head instead of trying to come up with something else, because I would have been a winner.
You could have been, but you weren't.
Yeah.
But Steve was. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, fine. Whatever. Let him have it. Fine. There you go, Steve. You got it.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know, guys, if you've seen this chat online about young people talking about what they're sick of hearing from old people when it comes to complaining.
Okay, I'm curious to see what they're saying.
Let's be honest. It isn't just somebody online. This is you and Danny and Rev and Vicky and all of you just basically saying, we're tired of BJ talking about this.
I mean, it wasn't an online chat. It was just our group chat.
Yeah. You're trying to make this like this was a story. This is just your group chat.
You know what it was? It was high on Levi. That's what I was just tired of old people talking about.
I like this one because I do believe that, there's a lot of hypocrisy with this one. And again, these are things that young people are sick of hearing old people complain about. And that is, old people about, young people believing everything they see on the internet. And they're like, old people go, don't believe everything you see on the internet. And young people now are saying, actually, we're the ones having to tell you that now.
Dude, and that's my dad all the time. He's any chance, it's like I'll get a Facebook message from him, and it's never anything like, why is my dad sending me a Facebook message? Oh, it's one of those copy and paste if you... Otherwise, the CIA is going to come to your house and take your dinnerware.
The chain letters or whatever now, yeah.
Right. And I'm like, Dad, this isn't real. Or I'm sending this to you so that you know that the government can't use my pictures. Or it's just like, oh my gosh, Dad. Stop. Get off of Facebook.
You know someone's a Facebook noob when they send something like that around.
Yes.
I mean, I've done it myself when I was a Facebook noob, so I can't throw stones. I'm just saying someone's a noob.
Right.
Because they're the ones that go, oh my God, yeah, I better send this to everybody. How about this when an old person says kids don't play outside anymore?
I haven't heard people say that, though.
Have you been to a play park? At least when a toddler? There's kids everywhere.
There's kids literally everywhere.
It's annoying. I wish they would stay inside and play video games.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the reason. I think that, young people are like you guys going, are you sure about that old guy? Just because more and more kids, do have phones and are playing a lot of phone games and a lot of console gaming. It doesn't mean they don't go outside, but in their brain, because we grew up, we were always outside. We very rarely were in the house.
Because the parents would just kick you out.
Yeah.
They're just like, go play outside because they just want you to get out of their hair.
Yeah.
They didn't even care what you did.
My parents you just leave the house and come back at dark. That was time to come home. Once you started seeing the sun go away.
And it's a double-edged sword because there are a lot of parents that don't want their kids to go and have that kind of autonomy. So, I mean, I don't know who's doing the complaining, but really, I feel like the complainers are the ones that are having the problem. They're the ones creating the problem.
I think the millennials, that really started changing for us because, my mom was one of the people that would never let me go outside if she was not there to supervise. So it was like, stay home and watch Are You Afraid of the Dark all day. And I was like, hey, that works for me.
I know. I hope that probably the longer I become a parent, I'll be a little bit less freaked out. But I could at this very moment, granted, she's not 3 yet, so she's not going out and playing until dark.
Yeah.
But if she went off, I'd probably be like that weird parent that's parked maybe 100 feet away, just hiding in his car.
Oh yeah,
just keeping tabs, make sure she's safe. With binoculars. And who's that weirdo watching us? And Tim's be like, that's my dad. Just act like he's not there. He's just a worrywart.
And it's very hypocritical, Danny and Steve, because the millennials are the first generation, well, at least the latest generation that we're told you can't go out, but it's us boomers who are complaining that kids don't go out anymore. But we're the ones that said, as we were raising you millennials, you can't go out. We don't trust anything.
Yeah.
So again, we're the hypocrites, complaining about what we created. I wonder if it's ever going to happen again where kids will have the freedom that, Steve and Rev and I had growing up, if it'll ever swing back the other way, because the helicopter parenting and lawnmower parenting, man, it seems to be getting more and more extreme. So I wonder how that'll be.
Well, I even saw one of my buddies was telling me how his kid's now at the age where she's like, Dad, I don't need to go to the bathroom with you. You could just let me go to the bathroom. And I'm like, okay. It was you.
Yeah,
it was
me.
Yeah, dude. We were having this conversation. That's crazy. It was with Danny. How about that?
How about that?
I love it. And I remember your memory is sharp as a tack.
Dude, it was last week. What do you want from me? I got dropped in my head over the weekend.
There was this guy. He was in all black. I don't know who it was, but I know
you have a lot of friends with parents and kids, and you lose track of who. And it was Danny after all.
Look at you, humble bragger! Oh, my parenting friends. I don't remember nothing.
I mean, it's just overflowing with parent friends.
Yeah.
But we were joking about how if that day comes for me, I'd be like, okay, sure, but I'm standing outside of that bathroom still.
Yeah, well, it's crazy because Lily's 8 and she's to the point now, and this happened last year sometime when she was 7, and we were at a restaurant, and she's like, Dad, I need to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, all right, I'll go with you. And she's like, Dad, you don't need to come with me. I know where the bathroom is. And I'm like, oh, yeah, but the bathroom's right near the front door. I don't want anyone grabbing her and taking her out. So I was just like, you can go, but I'm going to watch you walk in, and if you don't come back in 5 minutes, I'm going to go into the women's bathroom and see if everything's okay.
See, now this is what I'm going to bring up, because there's something wrong with society, because our parents weren't like that. They just weren't like that. They didn't have that kind of fear. And Danny, I don't blame you, because a lot of people feel that way. But if we are safer than we were during my parents' time, then why is it flipped? Why is it that my parents didn't give a damn, and yet actually there was a better chance of you being hurt back in their day than it is now, at least according to studies.
In all fairness, though, I mean that our parents might have done that the first few times, and then eventually stopped doing that. Like, I think that Danny's probably going to hit a point where he's like, "Oh yeah, she's totally fine." Like, I don't need to be standing and hovering outside of a women's bathroom. A, because the authorities keep getting called, and B, because my daughter's okay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, I would imagine my mom and dad, maybe when I was a kid, were doing that the first few times when I decided I'm independent. I could go potty by myself. I probably didn't say potty because they'd be like, "No, you're not independent."
Yeah, they probably thought.
You know what I mean, though? Yeah. I don't know if we're necessarily that big of a difference. It might be a slight difference. You might be right, BJ, but I feel like people still did that.
Yeah, it's already to the point where I'm ready to let her go if she needs to. Like, it's not.
Oh, what a great guy you are.
It's not. It's not as bad as being like scared that first time. The first few times.
This is a line that again, millennials are really tired of old people complaining about, and that is when they say kids are too sensitive nowadays.
Yeah, you hear that one a lot.
Yeah, and I have to say, this is where I really have to come in and manage my own people. I think that's my job. They always talk about who can you speak to? Who can you lecture? Well, being a cisgendered, heterosexual, Caucasian old guy, there's nobody I can really lecture but my own people. And I think that's going to be my new job, because my own people are dumb sometimes, because they say stuff like this and they go like, kids are too sensitive nowadays. And I will go to anybody who has to hear that, and I go, I got this. You go have a good time. Go talk to people. Go enjoy the party. Yeah. I'll talk to old guy McGee and I'll get him straight.
Don't waste your fun time on this. I will waste my fun time, because this is my fun time, arguing with people my age.
Exactly. This is what I need to do, because people my age really are just clueless, and you don't know what I like. What happened to you that you forgot what a moron you were when you were a young person, and all of a sudden now you're, I never did anything wrong. Saturday Night Live did a great piece on that, actually, a sketch recently where 3 generations of women, the grandmother and the mother are lecturing the daughter about how you shouldn't go to parties, you shouldn't be crazy, you shouldn't do anything. But then you see flashbacks of the grandmother and the mother just being so outrageous and completely ridiculous, nowhere near what the daughter's actually been doing with her life at all. And there is that level of hypocrisy, I think, there with my friends, where I go, I hung out with you. You were an effing idiot, and now you're coming off with your own kid like, you need to be better. You need to be this. I go, no, your kid is so much better than you were at your age. You're a moron. You're still a moron now, but you're pretending not to be.
I always argue when people go down that road. I'm like, you're lucky that you didn't have social media back when you were younger, because you would have just been equally as quote unquote sensitive and whiny, because those days, what was it? The letters to the editor. Go back and read like some of those old magazines.
Yes.
That's true. They were just as whiny and bitching just as much, but it wasn't as easily, we didn't have social media, so you didn't see it all the time, but it was there. People bitched. In fact, I think that's even more hypersensitive, that you took time to write a letter and then mail it to somebody with a stamp. Like, that takes effort. I don't even do that with birthday cards for most of my family. Because I'm like, I got to go buy stamps. I don't even want to go buy stamps.
Yeah.
I go on Twitter to bitch about not buying stamps, and I'm deemed sensitive.
Yeah. You're a little too sensitive, Steve. You need to forget.
I like this. Someone said, has anyone noticed how Gen X is never included in any of these generational things? Well, yeah, because it's the perfect generation.
Oh. Truth. Well, that's kind of how it is.
We did no wrong. We're the bridge.
Well, really, you're the bridge. Is that what you are? Well, you forget about this, though. The silent generation, as they call them, the World War II generation, they complained about Gen Xers.
Yes.
Because that was the hippie generation. That's who they complained. I mean, there were some boomers in that hippie generation, but really, my generation is really like, and your generation, the silent generation go, what the hell is wrong with all these people? The 80s, that's all you heard about.
That's exactly how they sounded, too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So usually there's 3 generations, and the middle generation escapes the ire of the older generation, because the younger generation is the one that's actually really like way out of their comfort zone. So that makes sense. That's always going to be a thing. So just imagine, man, Steve, you guys are going to be going after Generation Z hard. And in 10 years, you guys, Gen X is going to go after Generation Z hard.
You're wrong. Because Gen Xers we're known just for staring at their shoes and not giving an F about anything. So we're going to continue to be that way.
You think so?
Yep. Oh, yeah. I'll be staring at my shoes that now have Velcro laces instead of actual laces.
I got news
and still not caring about anybody's problems.
Yeah, you're going to all of a sudden go, my shoes used to be the most interesting thing. Now bitching about Gen Z is going to be the most interesting thing.
I can't wait to see Steve rocking those white Velcro New Balances.
Yeah.
Dude,
you're so excited.
I'm so close already.
I
want the kangaroos, too. Those
things. Nice.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Instead of putting your weed in it, they just put your medication.
Yeah. We got let's see. We got a person that was arrested for assault and twerking, all because all her McDonald's they got her order wrong, and so somehow her twerking led to an arrest. You're going to hear what happened at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, it's time to go back to the great state of Florida, where a woman was arrested after calling 911 on a McDonald's all over a wrong order. I love this because she did us all a favor, because she turned out to be the reason anyone would call 911, but she took care of that for us.
She's like, I'm calling because my order's wrong, but you're probably going to want to arrest me as well.
Yeah, she started flipping out, knocking over items inside the McDonald's. Her name is Tianis. And she entered the store, argued with employees, then called 911, then went behind the counter and started throwing things. Then she lifted her shirt to show that she was pregnant, which I think, is that an explanation for that behavior? I'm not sure. It's like an ID. I'm not sure what that whole thing was.
Sometimes you're craving something and you need it right away when you're pregnant. And if they're slowing things down, they get the order wrong. Yeah. She wanted the McPickle. I think I'm starting to side with her. And here's another reason why I'm siding with her a bit, because she decided to entertain the crew as she was walking out the door. She twerked in their general direction. I did see a still shot of some surveillance video footage, and it's just so funny because she's in sandals. She's got it looks like really short shorts, and just bent over, giving the good twerk that Sarah taught us.
Yeah. I mean, look at a pregnant woman giving you a good twerk. I mean, at this point, I feel like I'm on Team Tianis.
And from the pictures, because it's just from the backside, so you don't even notice that she's pregnant. It's clear that she's holding all the weight just in the stomach.
Oh man, I'm Team Tianis all the way, and
Team Tianis. I didn't know we were siding on this.
Oh, I said earlier in the show we're in a team culture right now. You pick one side or the other. I am picking Team Tianis. Again, she's the one that made the 911 call too, so she's a very irresponsible person.
I'm at McDonald's. I'm 5 months pregnant. I want my money. They trying to treat me out my money.
All right.
There's nothing I heard there that does not still keep me on Team Tianis.
Well, she knocks everything off the counter and then goes behind the counter and then just starts swiping all the drinks, grabbing all the stacks of drinks and throwing them at some employees, just losing her mind. And then she starts twerking.
That's the thing.
Twerk first.
Yeah. Had she not twerked, I would be totally not on Team Tianis, but I think the twerking sort of, it got me back on her team.
And that's when so she's about to leave. Someone's escorting her out, and she just lifts up her stomach to show her belly.
Yeah.
And then turns around and starts twerking. I'm not exactly sure why. But I'm loving it.
Well, the county sheriff, Grady Judd, gave a pun-filled breakdown of the incident.
They have it ready, but because it was a special order, they confused some things, and they asked her, pull up to window 3. We'll fix it for you really quick. Well, she got McMad. I don't know what was wrong with her that night. I don't know if she was like 2 fries short of a Happy Meal, but she created a McMess. She pulls her shirt up. There you go. There's a little twerk on the way out the door.
When did Dr. Phil start becoming Sheriff Grady?
Right.
Dude, that sounds exactly like Dr. Phil.
You've been drinking today.
Whoa.
Are you a prostitute?
No, just because someone twerks doesn't make them a prostitute, Phil.
True. Somebody didn't tell you when you need to shut up.
That's true.
Yeah, she's just two fries short of a Happy Meal, which I think that should be you should put that in your box, Steve. That's a great try.
She's McMad and made a McMess. This guy's awesome.
Oh, and he continues. There's more puns coming from Grady.
But you know what? She ended up a McBurglar. That's right. When she went behind that counter, continued to engage and hit the employees with stuff, she committed a burglary and an assault, which is a first-degree felony. After she had already announced to everybody she was 5 months pregnant, she pulled her shirt up to show everybody her stomach and then twerked her way out of the store. You can't make this up.
No, you actually can't.
No.
And if you did, no one would believe you.
That's a tough one for me, man. I was Team Tiana, but Grady has really, he brought his game. He brought his A game. Now I think I might be Team Grady.
Team Grady.
Yeah, he brought his A game. This is a tough one for me. Man. Oh, wow. You know, sometimes it's easy to pick a team. Ooh, I don't know. But, well, there you go. That is the fun that happens in Florida.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
So a woman was arrested after flipping out on a McDonald's over a wrong order where she knocked over items and twerked. So based on this, we want to know whether it be you or someone else, when have you witnessed an epic meltdown, or when did you have a ridiculous meltdown yourself? 206-421-ROCK, text us at 77999. When have you witnessed an epic meltdown, or when have you yourself had a very ridiculous meltdown? Your calls, your texts after AC/DC on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. So we got a woman that was arrested after flipping out on a McDonald's over a wrong order, and she knocked over items, she twerked as she left, showing off her pregnant belly. I mean, Tiana did it all. She really, really did. Based on this, we want to know whether it be you or someone else, when have you witnessed an epic meltdown, whether it happened to you, happened to somebody else, or maybe you yourself had a ridiculous meltdown. 206-421-ROCK, text us at 77999.
We got a text that my wife had an epic meltdown on me. She thought I was cheating on her because I got a text that said I love you and miss you. Turned out my mom got a new cell phone and texted me before I entered the number into my contacts. That's awesome. Wow. Dodged a bullet. Or did he make that story up and mom really didn't get a new cell phone?
Got to keep up that lie.
Yeah, that's you know what? That's tough either way, man. Have you ever had that happen to you where someone has gone off on like just a jealous rage on you and you did nothing? I mean, you really were innocent.
Yeah, my entire marriage was basically that.
Oh, geez. Tell us how you really feel.
No, I'm just saying. It was true. I got blamed for so much stuff, and I was literally at home all weekend. I didn't do anything, and it was just like jealous rage all the time.
And truth be, let's Danny, let's be honest. Did you ever do anything at all during that situation where it gave her reason to believe, okay, maybe, because that's what, sometimes people do stuff, but then there are times where they don't, and so there they go, I did nothing this time, and she's all, but it's like, yeah, but I've had friends, it's like, yeah, but you have cheated on her before. Yeah, right. You didn't cheat on her this weekend, but you cheated on her before.
She thinks I banged her sister. I never did that. I banged her cousin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, stop being so jealous.
I mean, you don't have to answer that question, Danny, but I mean...
Not in the beginning. Not in the beginning. At the end, I was like, if I'm going to be blamed for it, I'm going to go ahead and do whatever I want.
Oh, then you were just slaying chicks?
Not slaying chicks, but it was one of those, like, I definitely... At the end, I was not, and that's when I was just like, you know what? Why are we together?
I'm done.
I'm done with this.
Oh, that would irritate
doing others.
Yeah.
That would irritate the crap out of me. I mean, that's never happened. I'm probably because Kathy knows that nobody ever would try to have sex with me, so maybe that's probably why she figures that.
I had a jealous, it was a very short relationship, and this is why, because I woke up one night and she was on my cell phone going through texts.
That's not good.
And freaked out. I was like, who is this girl? Because it was like, it was like kind of like flirty text going back and forth. I'm like, look at the date on it. This is before we ever met. I just never deleted the text. Like I'm still to this day, I'm awful at deleting texts. Like,
why did you never delete this text, Steve?
She's like, well, you clearly still have things for her if you're going to keep the text. I'm like, I'm a disorganized mess. You can be mad at me about that. There's no other reason.
I don't delete my texts. I mean,
I need to because they always say it slows your phone down, but I never do.
Really? Oh, I never do either.
I got like 30 billion pictures between my wife and I that go back and forth. Like,
does it really?
Or like the Bitmojis. That's kind of like an attachment.
Oh.
It takes up space.
Oh, now I'm going to have to take time doing that. That's a lot of time to have to go delete all your old texts.
That's what I'm saying. It's too much effort. Like, I have no idea at the bottom of my thread of text who, I mean, granted, now it's like I have a different number, so I don't have to worry about those days. This is way before then, but I remember waking up and being like, this is not a good sign. No. This is a dumb meltdown.
Yeah.
Oh, that would suck.
I see your daughter's in the room.
Oh, great.
She's never had a meltdown.
Oh, no.
You're lucky Vicky's not here today. Otherwise, she'd probably have a handful of stories of your meltdowns.
She would. I feel like Danny probably has a few, too. Joe, you guys, I feel like everyone has at least one of me. Except for maybe you, Steve. I don't think you've seen that side of me yet.
I'm looking forward to it for your wedding, I'll tell you that much.
We know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We know, but this actually isn't about me this time. This was when I was working at the retirement home. We were all doing our closing duties, and one of my coworkers was mopping, and my boss was very anal about everything being perfect and was like, hey, you missed a spot. And he looked at her in her eyes, screamed bloody murder, took the mop and chucked it at her and walked out and said, F you all. And we never saw him again.
That's awesome.
It was, I was there for it. So I watched the whole thing and I was like, wow, that is a way to leave. That is so ballsy. Like, good on him.
I wonder if he left the country. Because you never saw him again. She said they never saw him again. It's like, I'm
F America.
I'm done with this place, and I'm done with the United States of America.
I'm out. Yeah, he was a really, nice, quiet guy, too. You would never expect it. And it was like he
the quiet ones, man.
It's always the quiet ones.
There's the ones that boil over. That's why, man.
I don't know. I'm not that quiet, and I boil over a lot.
Yeah.
Exception to the rule, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
I'm just special.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
206-421-ROCK, text us at 77999. When have you witnessed an epic meltdown, and whether it be on you or somebody else, or when did you have a ridiculous meltdown?
Oh, I like this one because I can totally relate these days now being a parent. My 3-year-old daughter had one of her many epic meltdowns yesterday because I wouldn't let her eat her eggs that she didn't finish for breakfast and was sitting on the table for 2 hours. She proceeded to tell me that she hates me and stormed to her room and slammed the door. When did she turn 13?
Oh, damn.
Oh, man.
Wow. How old is this kid?
3.
Oh, wow. They're supposed to get better after when they hit 3.
I have, because I was going to share one of them, but now it's like, that just triggered something because I have a notes file on my phone and it's just titled Tatum's Meltdowns. Because they're so ridiculous that I know I'll forget them, and I want to keep them on file so I can remember them when she's old enough so I can tell her these stories because Dad's memory is not going to be there.
Oh, good call.
This was yesterday's meltdown. There was 2 of them. The first one, she was mad at me and had a full-on meltdown because, I wasn't wearing a diaper as well.
Oh. That's on you, man.
Yeah, you really need to get those diapers on.
Well, now she's in this phase. Well, she likes just being just diapers in the house, but now she's in this new thing where Dad needs to also take his shirt and pants off as well. Not Mom. She's like, Daddy pants off, Daddy shirt off, and I wear sweatpants. I don't have anything under them, so I got to go run upstairs, put on some boxers. And now Mom comes home, and there's her husband and her daughter sitting on the couch. And I'm wearing nothing but boxers.
That's the best.
That's amazing.
That's the best.
And she also had a meltdown yesterday because I wasn't putting enough imaginary bubbles in her imaginary bath.
I love her.
You're just a bad dad, dude.
What is happening?
Some other fine one. I wouldn't let her sleep in her rain boots, so she was mad at me about that.
Oh, I know. I know about clothing meltdowns.
I mean, we live in Seattle, man. You never know.
Yeah. She was mad at me because she wanted to wear her her bubby pajamas, which are just dog pajamas on it.
Oh, yeah, and you wouldn't let her, and so she's pissed?
No, because she was at the moment wearing those bubby pajamas.
Interesting. Mirror didn't help, huh? She just said there was nothing.
It was already past the point of return, BJ. I tried to get her to the mirror to show her, and at that point, the waterworks were already going, and the yelling and the pouty face, and I'm just like, I give up. I have no idea what to do. And one of my favorites, Mom took her socks off, and Meltdown City happened.
Yeah.
Meltdown City.
Mommy sock. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I remember the days where Mommy tried to put socks on a certain member of my family, and the meltdowns happened.
Sarah.
Oh, I was crazy with my socks.
Was?
I know.
Hey, true. Yeah, they had to be a particular way. They had to be folded over perfectly, or I would freak out.
Yeah, Sarah was a delightful child.
Yeah, still am. It doesn't get much better, Steve. I'm sorry.
No, it's just the start of, I don't know, maybe one day when she moves out. I don't know if that'll...
yeah, will that ever happen? I mean...
She follows your trajectory.
You never know, Steve. Sometimes, Joey was actually, in his early years, was a pain in the ass, and then worked out to be a pretty chill kid. And Sarah, in her early years, was a pretty chill kid. And then...
Well, one discovered marijuana, and the other one discovered wine. And I'll let you know. I think you can figure out which is which.
So really... it's environment. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
So it says, Steve, don't feel bad this weekend. My daughter had a meltdown. She's 3 years old and she wanted to drive home, and we wouldn't let her. We're bad parents.
Yeah, rude.
They are bad parents. Kids got to learn how to drive sometime. You know what? When they show aptitude for something, show interest, let them do it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Well, a guitar played by a popular Seattle musician just sold for $4.5 million. And I'm going to tell you why at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.